Let's review. You won't do what you really want to do because you're worried about what people are thinking about you. But guess what? People are not going to tell you what they really think about you because they're not that bold and you can't read minds. So what they think about you is none of your business. So go on and do what you really want to do. And I got to go handle my business. Not that long ago, I wanted to join a gym so I could lose weight and get back in shape. And because I had a lot of issues with my back. And when I first started going to the gym, I only got on the treadmill and the bike. And the reason I only got on the treadmill and the bike is because it was up on the second level and it wasn't too many people up there that could be paying attention to me or watching me. But the reality is I really wanted to use the weights that were down on a lower level, but I wouldn't do it because I was so worried about people looking at me and what they thought about me. And that right there paralyzed me and prevented me from doing what I really wanted to do. Because in all reality, them people weren't thinking about me. They was in there doing their thing. And if they weren't thinking about me, I would have never known. But the thing is how we think is the thing that will cause us to show up, how we show up. And most of the time, we're not fully showing up in whatever it is that we're doing and whatever relationship that we're in because we're too caught up on how we think other people are thinking. But here's the reality. We're not even managing our own thoughts. We don't even manage the things that we're thinking. There is a thing called metacognition. And metacognition is awareness and understanding of one's own thought process. If I don't know exactly how I'm processing my own thoughts, I can't make changes that will be necessary for me to do what it is that I really want to do. And so I'll have this terrible cycle and this terrible habit of thinking myself right out of opportunities. The opportunity to get stronger muscles was missed by me in the first few weeks of me going to the gym because I was thinking about what other people was going to be thinking instead of thinking about the way that I'm thinking. In our brains, we all have what we call neural pathways. And neural pathways is a series of connected neurons that send signals from one area of our brain to the next. And so if I am focused on a thing or a thought and there's an emotion attached to it, that will get stronger and stronger the more I'm focused on it and the more I'm meditating on it. So my thoughts when I was trying to go to the gym and use the machines was so based off of a feeling of fear, and it was constant repetition of this thought. People are going to be looking at me. People are going to think I'm stupid. People are going to think that I don't know what I'm doing. And that I meditated on that and I repeated that statement over and over and over again in my mind. The way that we think will dictate our behaviors, and it will show up in our relationships. It'll show up in our lives. It'll stop us from doing the things that we really want to do. We should always be managing our thoughts. Thoughts should always be intentional. Thoughts should always be checked for the truth and for the lies. It's going to be important for us to focus on what we really want in our lives, whether it's a material item or to achieve a certain goal. And we need to focus on how we want to really be. If I want to be healthy, then I need to meditate on that and focus on that and create statements that are in alignment with that. I am healthy. I am strong. I am so much stronger than I've ever been before. I look so much better than I've ever looked before. Those are the type of statements that need to be repetitive, and we need to be saying them and thinking them over and over again. And as we say those statements like I am healthy, I am strong, then we need to also be paying attention to what feelings and emotions are connected to those thoughts and to those words and to those statements. And when we do that and we say that and think about that over and over and repeatedly, we create strong and a new neural pathway in our brain that will help us stay in alignment with that way of thinking. Thoughts and feelings become extremely strong when we meditate on them repeatedly and daily. There's a scripture that says, "Fear of human opinion disables, but he who trusts in the Lord shall be safe." So we should get away from worrying about the opinion of other people and what people are thinking, because that will set us up for entrapment in our own mind. And fear is just that. It's a construct of our minds. It is not real. It's not realistic. And how we are perceiving certain situations is not real. And if we know that we can't ever know what other people are thinking, especially because they're not going to really tell us, they're only going to tell us what they want us to know and not truly everything that they're thinking about us. If we know that to be true, we should really be focusing on our own thoughts, not the thoughts of other people, because we never will know what they are. When we get to a place where we can focus on our own thinking, we can recognize some bad habits that we have when it comes to our thoughts and try to reprogram new ways of thinking, new ways of expressing ourselves, and new ways of communicating to others, because relationships are really going to be based on how we think about the relationship, how we think about the person we're in a relationship with, and how we show up in every situation and every experience based off of our thoughts. So I would like for you to consider this exercise every single day and even throughout the day. Then that is to sit really still just for a few minutes. And matter of fact, set a timer for this exercise. Sit really still for 5 minutes. And I just want you to envision what you want out of your life, how you want to be. And I want you to create this vision in your mind. Daydream for 5 minutes. Create the whole entire way of being for yourself. Create that thing that you want and see yourself with it for 5 minutes. And while you're thinking about creating it, you create it first. Then you say a statement that is like you have it already. You recognize the emotions attached as you're creating this beautiful vision in your mind, and sit with those thoughts. If you like the way it feels when you're thinking about this way of being, don't worry about how you're going to get it. Don't do none of that in that 5 minutes. Just create exactly what you want in your mind and allow the neural pathways to connect to that and to help create that and to strengthen that. And when you're finished in that 5 minutes, I want you to then write down exactly what you thought. And if you find something is new that you want to add to it, then do that. So sit for 5 minutes, think about what you want, create that vision in your head, think about how you want to be, and create that in your head, and think about all the feelings associated with that. And then when you're finished with the 5 minutes, write it all down. And I want you to look at that every single day until what you wanted, what you dreamt up, what you envisioned is manifested in your life. The more you repeat this exercise and write this thing out and read this thing to yourself every day, the stronger that will become in your mind, the stronger that new neural pathway will be, and you will be in alignment with what you really want for yourself and for your life. Okay? Until the next time, everyone, good mental health, good spiritual health, and as always, good physical health. Y'all take great care.